else?
Name your top 3 places.
I would live in New York again.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, but I loved it. So I'm just you said name places. So I'm not in a relationship right now. I don't.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
you know what I mean. So it's just a thought. But
my necklace
New York.
Well messed up. Why
You
didn't
good? You
tell
got
me
it.
that?
I didn't know it was.
You didn't know that my name necklace was all messed up?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
But
You just let me look a fool.
That's what I'm here for. Just kidding. No, but yeah, New York. I used to want to live in Fort Lauderdale, but maybe Miami.
And then I'm not the Miami vibe. I feel like you could be, but I feel like Miami's just a lot. Same with New York though. It's a go. Like when I go out to New York, like I stay up till 7 a.m. I'm like, the birds are chirping.
Yeah, it's easier to do stuff like that up there. That's why I loved living there. Like I never went to the same bar like more than like twice in like the time that I was there. And like, well, okay, I'll say this quickly. New York, California, somewhere in California, or like Colorado, or I could do Vegas again for a little bit. So those are 4, but still.
I think for me it would be like realistically Charlotte, Charleston are here. But like I would go to California. I would take an assignment there. It's just so far. Like what do you do if something tragic happens in your family? You gotta fly. And we have dogs. And your dog can fly. Right?
I mean, I had that happen like while I was in Vegas. That's the reason I kind of moved back because my mom got like something happened. She was in the hospital for something else, and then got like E. coli or something like that.
Oh,
and then
wow.
like
Serious?
so I was like, whoa. So flew back, but it took me like 2 days to like figure things out and then leave.
And you have a dog. Like I have a big dog too. Like
young Charlie.
Yeah, I don't
know. All right, so let's get into the juicy stuff here.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna start with
Do we need a shot for that?
Not yet. Just a little either or. We'll get you warmed up here. I mean, I got a lot of interesting.
This is where I'd like my family members to stop.
Okay. Well, all right. For preference, I think that this is what I put into the. You know what I put into the AI to get the quick questions for you?
Yeah.
I think I said something along the lines of, like I'm interviewing a girl on the podcast. Like write me because you can give it prompts.
Okay.
And I suggest I'm interviewing a girl today who has really high standards. Works in a nurse, works in plastic surgery, or I guess we'll be working in plastic surgery.
Yeah, well, we haven't started yet.
And a few, I forget what else I put in the prompt. Like write me some questions, for her.
Okay.
But I mean, there was other stuff I put in there too. I'm just not gonna tell you. But it spit out, I think, questions that worked out pretty well.
Nervous.
These are just either ors. These aren't even questions. The questions you're gonna trip out on. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have. Let's say I'm gonna give you like 7 to 10. Let's say 10 seconds because I don't want you just like thinking about it too long.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I want to give you. I want your actual reaction. Not,
okay.
But I did put in the thing that like because you have that long list, which we'll talk about a little bit. But you have that long list of stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. You know that. I think as long as you know it's ridiculous to have a list.
You know what? My dad was like, if you have this list, you're never gonna find anyone. And I was like, it's not like in everything, but I use it. I've showed you how I use it. Like if I go out with a guy, I'll like check it off. Or if like a guy's interested in me, I like think about it and I'm like what does he have?
But like what's a passing score on a list of like 75 things?
But I mean, then you can look at it and you're like, okay, he's only checking surface level stuff, or he doesn't have any of the deep things I'm looking for like in a partner.
I mean, this is what's like, so
it's just like,
do you think that guys are walking around with a checklist in their pocket?
I think that they know what they want also. I think
do you understand that yours is like 75 things long?
Oh, it's not 75.
Okay, so fine. I'll say it's 50.
It's like 20.
Let's settle at 25.
Okay, but it's just things that I've thought about of like what I think like a good partner would be to me. Like, do you think that you could list off what attributes physically, mentally, like you would want in a woman?
Of course.
Okay, same thing.
But it doesn't take 25 things to list all of it.
I just, manifestations. I'm really into like manifesting like your life. Like, no? Like,
how's the manifesting going? What happened to the last guy you dated?
Well, he ghosted me, but that's neither here nor there. He's 30. That's his fault that he lacks basic communication skills. It's not my fault.
What'd he say?
He texted me drunk at midnight. I'll let you want to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long were you guys dating?
Like a few months.
Like in your head or in both of you guys' head? Like, you know what I mean?
I think in both, because like there were future plans made. There were like.
All right, let me see.
Okay. Let me find it. Basically,
technically, if he was if he texted you, then that's not a ghost.
Well, I just feel like who texts someone at midnight?
Someone who found another girl, probably.
No, I think he had another girl the whole time. Is what I personally think, which is fine.
Did you guys ever say you were like exclusive?
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, he was like, I'm gonna delete the apps.
Who brought it up, him or you?
I think both. Him first, actually.
Really?
And then I was like, hey, remember when you said that drunk?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said it when he was drunk.
And then he was like, yeah, like, out. I can pull up all of it.
But no, I don't want to see all of it. I just want to know. Just tell me what he said. He
was like, I think you're great, giving the whole like, I think you're great, and it was at midnight, and I was out, and he was out, and I basically was like, well, that's like out of left field, but like if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And he was like, yeah, that's how I feel. Sorry. And I was like, okay, like so sudden, like that's weird, but okay. And then I can't remember, but then in the morning I was like, hey, like, do you want to chat about that real quick? Like, and he just never said anything basically. And I was just kind of like, honestly, he like knows that all my friends got broken up with, right? Giving them advice the night before. Giving them all advice. Like talking to them, like,
yeah.
I don't know. So then it's kind of like, it's just weird. Like, obviously you have to have another girl. And then why can't you just be honest about that? Like, if you have another girl.
Would it have been, let's be honest here, would it have been better if he was like, hey, I'm dating another girl. I think we vibe better.
Yeah.
Like, so that's better than
I think that honesty is always the best policy. I don't know about how everyone feels about that, but
I'm just asking. I don't.
Kind of like what I was telling
you. I wouldn't have went that deep if I was him. I'd just been like, hey, like, look, like, you know.
But if I was there on Friday, why didn't he tell me Saturday morning? Why wait till Saturday night at midnight?
I mean, you can use your common sense to figure that one out. Like,
but that's just like immature. It's just
the way. I mean, look.
Yeah, it is the way.
To be quite honest, you can put one and two together and say it's one of two things. He was either like seeing other people, or he maybe just found a girl that he was into more that night and was like, you know what, this message, like, I'm the same way you were like, I'm clearing out my roster for him. Like, he was like, fuck it, like this girl, I'm gonna clear. Because I think guys will do the same thing where like if you find a girl like you're vibing with, and like you'll clear out the rest of your roster if you think that's always a risky move because you don't know what's really popping. But so it's either that he met a girl or like had a girl and decided that's probably a better bet. Unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah.
And
but don't you think that dating's so hard these days? Because I don't think like anyone's actually honest. Like, why say, hey, I'm going to take you out? Why make future plans with this person? Why do all these things and then but you're not feeling that? So like, what basically? If you're not there, then just don't say the things. And because like doing a lot of reflection, you're just kind of like, oh, like I really thought that person meant what they were saying. Like that's weird. And then you're like, oh, that's weird that you handled it like that. Like why not just call a spade, or why not just be truthful, or why not just be like, hey, like I like you, but I'm also trying to explore other things. Like why not? I don't know, give the other person the opportunity to kind of like meet you in the middle. Like, because at the end of the day, if we all want something real, like you have to just be honest, right?
I completely,
and
I'm with you.
Men always come back. So like,
okay, I agree with you up until the men always come back point. Yeah, dating these days is a very interesting, dishonest, weird spot. Especially, I mean, I'm 31, going on 32. It's an interesting space to be in. Yeah, but
I'm 27.
Look, it's, you say you want a guy, like, you want a guy that has game, right?
I think I want a guy that has game, but I also want, like, honesty. And I also just feel like
the two aren't like mutually exclusive. You can have game and be honest, right? But what you gotta understand is, like, guys have, like,
we can't get you without having game.
Right.